Hey guys, SeanB, and today we are taking the first look at Giants B12. This is currently my team with Lushen, Darion, Fran, Orochi, and Crow. Let's take a look at the runes. My Lushen is on Fatal Blade, max crit rate, attack, good damage attack, and this is not enough to one-shot the wave. It's nowhere near enough, but I can one-shot a wave with Fran attack buff, but it's not enough. And I think it's gonna take me a while before I can one-shot the wave. I might need artifact that improve damage against water unit and artifact that increase crit damage in my skill 3. So that's gonna take a while. This is not enough. This is my Darion, just some simple rune, and I need max accuracy to land defense break and attack break. Fran is just your simple Fran, speed, defense, and HP. I try to have some accuracy on her so that you can land attack break, which is really important. Orochi on some random rune as well. His main job here is to throw ninja stars to put continuous damage, and that will allow me to kill the boss or at least secure my win, because sometimes it's not that easy. This is Crow, also on random runes, attack with damage and attack, and he's okay enough. When you go to strategy info, you might find my team there with Lauren. This is not bad, but is not as safe. There'll be times when you cannot kill the crystal during the trash wave fast enough, and with that amount of stats, my Crow and my Lushen will die. But with Darion, they will survive, and especially Crow, he needs to survive the trash wave so that he'll bring the damage in the main boss. If I have Darion, I'll be okay. So for this run, if I start with Fran attack buff and Lushen amputation magic, I will be able to clear the trash wave really fast. But the mid boss is really tanky. Like, it's way tankier than B10. The difficulty going from B10 to B12 is actually not that easy. B11 is quite easy compared to B12. I don't know. When I did B11, it felt like I was doing B10. Nothing was really different. So I don't know what they did with B12, but it's definitely not a very small step from B11. So that's that. The mid boss is really tanky. I don't like to use twins in B12 anymore because they don't do enough damage and they die very quickly in this stage. The boss revenge hit really hard. If you have defense break on, even with attack break on the boss, it's not very easy to survive. I think Lushen and Crow would die immediately if I get revenge. So 12,000 on Crow without crit. With crit, it will be even more. And that is a lot of damage for a damage dealer that you use in dungeon. Usually they don't have much HP or defense. I was really considering Veromos to cleanse the defense break, but that would slow the run even further. And runtime right now is somewhere between a minute and 20 seconds to a minute and 30 seconds. Sometimes I do get a minute and 15 with this team, but it's not fast. Putting Veromos in would just make it way slower. And I think this team is kind of safe enough. I'm trying to add in damage dealer or find way for it to clear faster. With Julie, I can clear trash wave pretty consistently, but Julie and Lushen doesn't do anything in this stage and the boss stage, and they are extremely tanky. So using 2 AoE damage dealer, in my opinion, will just make the fight with the mid boss and the last boss really tough. Unless you are like end game with like crazy rune on your Crow that can solo damage this. A lot of people run double Lushen, which is okay, you know, you can clear the trash wave really fast, but the mid boss and the main boss is extremely tanky. So the Lushen and the Julie would not do anything. Right there, I kill one of the crystal quickly, which is really good. If not, then that will kill me. As you can see right there, the crystal did about 1/3 of Lushen HP. Without Darion, that'll be a half. And 2 of them move after one another. That will wipe my team. So with Darion, it's a very strong safety net for my team, which is really important in my opinion. This B12 will grant you 6-star rune. So I think going for a semi-safe run, semi-speed team first is important. I think a minute-ish is still quite acceptable. And with Orochi in here, even with the boss wiping, see, I almost died right here. Oh no, Oh no, the Fran multi-hit. That was probably my second fail for the last 20-30 run. It's kind of annoying. If you have a Leica, you can replace Orochi with the Leica. I think Leica can still solo Giants B10 just fine. I have another friend who run Leica, and that is his safety net. If you don't have a Leica, if you don't have an Orochi, I think you can use Sigmarus in the place of Orochi. But I just like Orochi because he is win, so he's not likely to die from the stage right here. And he's not likely to die from the main boss. Because Sigmarus is a very switchy unit, no matter how you build it. Which means if the boss revenge with defense break on your Sigmarus, that thing's gonna die. So I think Orochi or Yin, the Wind Rakshasa, is gonna be pretty good for damage. I think Arang is gonna be better because she's a wind unit and she can provide, debuff as well, which is really, really good. So I missed defense break here. Oh my god, with attack break, he still almost killed my Lushen, which is crazy. Attack break feel like it doesn't do anything to this guy. And oh my god, is my team dying again? Is my team dying? It hasn't died for the last while. So this is scary. That's why I like Orochi. I think Orochi is one of the biggest safety net in this boss as well. With that amount of continuous damage, he's gonna die when he take a turn. So might be Orochi meta once again for Giants B10. The minimum speed for dungeon has increased. So my Lushen right now has 159 speed. I have max speed tower, so that is around 15 more speed. And my Lushen in the beginner account has around 160 speed. And it got outsped by the trash wave. So if you want to move in front of the wave, you need to have, I think, somewhere in the 160 and 170, depending on your speed, tower situation. And that might cost you a speed slot too, if you are not very endgame. That is very, very scary. So if you have to build speed slot too, which means your damage output or your tankiness might be less. And you don't want that to happen. You want to keep doing a lot of damage in this. But that is something you have to keep in mind. The minimum speed for dungeon has increased by quite a fair bit. I'm going to put in a Veramos speed, HP, and attack, nothing too crazy. And let's see if it's going to be any safer than using a Crow. So now is the run with Veramos. I'm not really tuning anything in particular because my Lushen is not one-shotting wave. So I don't think there's a point to tune right now. Just hoping for Lushen to clear the trash wave a little bit faster with attack buff sometimes. And that's good enough. The thing about Veramos is that he can stun AoE sometimes. It's not consistent and he's not always going to do that. But when he does that, then your run can be a bit faster because the golem now won't be able to freeze you that often. And the crystal won't be able to deal damage to you if they get stunned by Veramos. The same thing can be achieved by using a Sigmarus. But Veramos bring in that extra cleansing ability for the defense break in the last boss. Because Sigmarus can also do the AoE control thing. So right here, if Veramos freeze, it's going to be really amazing. So he's not going to go for the freeze. Oh, I mean Veramos stunned, but he went for the AoE, nothing got stunned. So the stun of Veramos is really, really shit. He's only here for the chance to cleanse the defense break. Which I think is quite important because right now, when I have defense break, the boss hit really, really hard. And that is super scary. So right there, Lushen helped to clear the trash wave a little bit faster, which is really cool. And the thing about Veramos is that Veramos can provide continuous damage as well. His damage is not going to be good, but the continuous damage is going to be very, very nice. So he's helping Orochi to put that juicy continuous damage on. So when the boss take a turn, which I hope the boss will, then we will be able to do some good damage. So defense break right there. We don't have Veramos turn yet, so we have to take some damage here. But when Veramos move, no more defense break. This might be a decent, safer team, and a lot of people out there have Veramos. I can't believe I'm saying Veramos is good here. I mean, he is, but look, the run is so much slower compared to Crow. So I still stand by Crow if you have the rune quality and you don't want to have a 1 minute 50-second run. Crow will just help you to clear everything much faster. Dude, that was a 2-minute run in 2020. it is kind of unacceptable. So this will be my Giants B12 team for a while until I can equip artifact on my Lushen and artifact on every other unit so that they can do more damage and hopefully get under a minute. But for now, I have to accept this slower run. The mid boss is so tanky. Like, blow my mind how tanky it is. When I use Twin, they just die immediately, or they just don't do enough damage, and they take so many turns, they do so many multi-hit in the main boss that the boss will revenge and kill the water twin pretty much immediately. It doesn't matter, pretty much immediately the twin will die. So I don't recommend using water twin in Giants B10 anymore. I think some other wind unit for damage will be much better. And also max accuracy for Darion to land the defense break in the mid boss. If you don't have max accuracy, good luck trying to land defense break on that shit. It's really annoying. So yeah, with branding from Crow, damage at scale with debuff, really good. Much faster than using Veramos. So I think we are okay. If you run a Darion, you don't have to run a Veramos. Okay, maybe no Veramos. But as you can see just now, Veramos cleansing the defense break, making it much safer. So yeah, this team is not bad. Recommend using this team if you have the unit. You can replace Orochi with Yin, Sigmarus, and some other wind damage dealer, and you're good to go. I'm still slowly learning the update. We'll be doing video for Dragons, Necro, Steel, Punisher, Crypt, and the new boss very soon. So stay tuned, and I'll see you guys in the next one.